Hi guys, just want to catch up with you here for a minute. I'm a little bit late on Tuesday, but that's how it goes. I've been out of town. I'm a little bit hoarse, as you can tell. Went to Phoenix and to Salt Lake. So anytime I go into a dry climate from a moist climate, my voice starts doing things, right? I want to talk to you today about signs and times and seasons. We're in a time right now where we've got to understand the time we're in and the season we're in. I was looking up the word immediately. Remember, we talked about that before on previous podcast about how many times was it used. The word literally immediately was used 184 times in the Bible, and the times and seasons were used. It was used. The phrase was used 100 times. Now, there's a time when you sit and ponder, you question, you make sure that you're making the right decisions and that kind of thing. There's another time where it's an immediate response, where you can't run it through your head. Where what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to say, I'm going to go there, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to obey immediately. And because there's an urgency on whatever it is you're meant to do. So I want to talk to you about that for a second because I think we're in an immediate season. I think we're in a time when, Peter, if you think about it, he was a fisherman by nature. He left his net when Jesus passed by. He didn't know Jesus. They'd never had conversation. And yet Jesus' presence and his authority was so strong that Peter says immediately left his net. He immediately left what he was doing to go and follow Jesus. There's a couple things in that. One is that Jesus said, if you follow me, I will make you fishers of men. That indicates that we are not knowledgeable. We don't have it within us, or we don't have our own understanding. We don't have his understanding of how we are to fish men, right? So that's another reason why I wrote the book, Words That Work, because it's structure, it's strategies, it's things that God said, come out here. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing in the Black Rock Desert of Nevada. You don't know what you're doing in the adult convention. You don't know what you're doing at the pagan festivals or at film festivals or at New Age festivals. But if you follow me, he said, I will make you a fisher of men. That means I have to listen and I have to obey quickly. So there's your immediate. And so there's your immediately again. And so as you're moving forward in the times that we're in right now, which is pre-harvest time, okay? I'm going to say that we're in pre-harvest time just because it's not as severe as it's going to be in the next even few weeks or months. It's building. You can feel it building. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is when Peter did leave and leave his net and follow Jesus, he also found out that Jesus does know how to instruct. He does know how to teach. He does know how to lead by example. And so then you go over to the part where he was fishing all night. Now, this goes about our comfort level. Remember, we talked about that, how, evangelism or outreach or things that where we're going to be going into places or we're going to be talking to people that normally probably wouldn't listen any other way. It's not always about our comfort level. I heard someone recently say, I was just raised too pure. I was just raised, in a very, very strong boundary environment. And I get that. And I think that's awesome. And that's wonderful when you're raised that way and you're in that kind of environment. However, the world is not in that environment. The world is out there and they are completely lost and they are going in every direction. So it's never been about our comfort level, because when Jesus came upon Peter, who was fishing, and it said they had fished all night. And then Jesus showed up in the morning when they were putting their nets away, right? And he said, look, if you put your net down on the other side, you're going to get a big catch. And I could just imagine that Jesus kind of, Peter probably said, dude, I've been fishing my whole life. I mean, this is my livelihood. This is what I do. And so it's like, I know how to fish. And here comes Jesus. And I could hear probably Peter's thoughts if you think it through. And he's going, you hadn't fished anywhere. Like, dude, you're not a fisherman like me. I understand that part. And then probably Jesus counseled him with his eye. Like, and then Peter immediately backed off and said, immediately backed off and said, nevertheless, at your word, I'm going to do what you say. Now, when he put his net down into the other side, he was tired. He'd fished all night. They had fished all night. They were exhausted. They had labored, it said, all night. They had labored all night long and didn't catch anything. And so at the point of his exhaustion, he had to do two things. He had to obey immediately, because Jesus knows the way, right? He is the way, and he knows what to do. Then he also had to use what little strength he had and use God's strength, supernatural strength, in order for him to put the net down. And it says that the catch was so big that they had to call for other boats. This is what we're looking for. This is what is going to happen. We're going to be trying and going and seeing what we can do. But I'm telling you, when Jesus says, put your net down, and it costs you something, it costs you something physically, it costs you something emotionally, it costs you something, when all things come against you. Every outreach I've done, things come against us. We feel like we don't want to go. We feel like we're tired. We're like, I don't want to go, man. Especially Sundance Film Festival and Burning Man, both. It was the Freezing Man and Burning Man, right? So at the Sundance Film Festival, it was 6 degrees on the street, and there was nowhere to go in and get warm. And we were there like for hours interpreting dreams. I had like 50 to 60 dream interpreters on the street. And you had to dress warm, and you had to drink a lot of different hot things, coffee and tea and hot chocolate and whatever else you could to get warm, because there wasn't a lot of places for you to go in. It's packed. It's always full of people. So we had to stay on the streets during really bitter cold times. But God had appointments for us there, and he had a reason for us to be out there and to interpret a dream, which then led to us giving them a word of knowledge, which then led to us telling them about God's love. And so when we did that, it cost us something. Everyone that ever went with me will tell you that. You had to fight the elements of being called. You had to fight the elements of the whole environment that was all confusion and weird stuff and weird movies and movies that you'd never take anybody to see. These are gross, gory movies, but it's an independent film festival, so they could just let anything in. And then you had to make sure that you stayed in unity with your team, and then you had to listen closely to dream after dream after dream after dream. Okay, so it cost us something for us to be able to stay with it and not faint, to be able to go with it and not give up. Don't give up. Don't quit. Whatever you do, don't quit, because there is a divine appointment. There's a divine thing that God is getting ready to do. He's going to bring you the right person at the right time with the right message. And he's going to download you with truth, okay? I've had it happen over and over again, especially on the streets with dreams. Now, I've done so many dreams, and when I go out, I always ask God, God told me, if you put your finger on the pulse of culture, I will bring you the encounters. And when he's done that, I'll be walking up to someone, and all of a sudden my heart will beat different, and I know it, I can feel it, and I know I'm getting ready to have an encounter with someone that God wants me to talk to. And then I'll start getting bits and pieces of the dream that they've had in my own mind. And then when they start telling me the dream, I can track with them, and there's now times when I can actually finish the dream for them, because I know what it is, because God told me what their dream is, and I knew it was a divine encounter. And it's the aha moment that says, oh my gosh, you don't know me, you don't know who I am, I don't know you, and now you've just told me a dream that I had. Whatever, you are like the best psychic around. I said, I'm not a psychic. I don't listen. I don't go that direction, I am a follower of Jesus, and I got my information from the one who put you together. And now they're going, you mean God? And I went, yeah, I call him God. Yeah, God, your designer, the one who designed you and put you together, knit you together when you were in your mom's womb, the whole bit. Well, now they're even more intrigued, but the aha moment came first, right? Where now they want to listen to me. So what I'm saying is, our level of investment in this coming outreach, and in the outreach that we're in and that we're getting ready to step into, but this is even greater than anything we've ever seen, will not be about your comfort level. It won't be. It won't be about your comfort level. Not if you really want to go in the deep for the big catch. If you want to go in the deep for the big catch, it's going to cost you a lot. You know, when I went into the adult arena, I've never been in it, never was in it. I got saved when I was 20. I didn't ever get involved in that kind of stuff. And so when I went in there, it shocked me to my core. I couldn't believe people thought that was okay. I didn't believe that. It was just hard for me. I was in tears. I was crying. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is so like, how can you not know? How can you not see this? Well, then I realized it's a culture. It's a whole culture. And because they found other people that do the same kind of thing, they built a tribe. And when they built a tribe, they began to say, oh, this is all right. This is cool. This is whatever. And I had to look at things from God's perspective. And God said to me, you know what? I've already seen it. I've already seen it. So I just want you to sit right here with me. You're seated with me in heavenly places. Your citizenship is here. I want you to sit with me, and I will show you, I will give you what I want you to say to the person that I need for you to talk to. Don't look on the outward appearance. Don't look at all the other stuff. Just look at the person. And I honestly can tell you 100% that by the time I got in there and I started doing the ministry part, and the Holy Spirit was with me and God was holding my hand, and I had angels all around me to protect us, the harvesting angels, the ministering angels, you know, the protection angels. I had so much favor, and I was like, I didn't even know. I couldn't even tell you like what they were doing or any of that. I didn't see any of those things. I didn't see their videos. I didn't see any of that stuff they had all blasting around them. I saw the person. I saw who they were and what they wanted and how God wanted to reach them. So what I'm telling you is it won't be about your comfort level. It will often come at a time when you think you're physically exhausted and you can't do any more. And God will say, look, if you just follow me, if you just do it my way, if you just follow me, I will make you fishers of men. I will cause you to have strength you never thought you had. I will cause you to have supernatural ability that you thought you never would come up with. I will give you my counsel. I will give you my compassion. I will resource you with everything you need in order to complete your assignment, what I've asked you to do. If you're just obedient, just be available for God to do what he tells you to do when he tells you to do it, and he will supply the rest. And on top of that, he washes over you after you're out of those environments. He completely cleans you off. You feel like you are just like brand new again. And he just said, thank you for going in there. I have people in there. I've got people they need to be reached. People are praying for these people. And I'm sending you in because I can trust you. So we're getting ready for the greatest days ever. But we need to remember that there's times to do things immediately. And there's times to do things, without thinking. Just go for it and just do it. Don't be afraid. We cannot live in fear. Fear is not our friend. Fear of God, yeah, but not fear, okay? God's got this covered. He's more invested in this than we are. He's just looking for volunteers. And it says in Isaiah that his people will volunteer willingly in the day of his power. And that's where we're coming into. So, all right, make sure and go on my website, cindymcgill.org, cindymcgill.org. Make sure and get my book, my brand new one, Words That Work. If you haven't gotten that book, go to our website and order it. We'll send it out to you. Also, I need for you to tell me what you think. So on Amazon, go on there and write a review for the book and tell them what you think about it. Tell them that what you liked about it and maybe what you didn't. I don't know. So anyway, just do that, and then we will get back with you. And we're doing a bundle. I think it's $40, now. Had to raise it a little bit because the cost of the Dream Journal is spiral, and so it cost me a little bit more. We had a special. We also have dream courses coming up. We also had to adjust the price on those a little bit more because we're giving you a lot of information, and it's yours to keep, okay? So anytime you register for a dream course, you're going to get a book, you're going to get notes, and you're going to get relevant information that will really launch you into dream interpretation. We're going to be doing workshops on how to create dream teams. We're going to teach you how to do dreams, and then we're going to teach you how to go on the street and interpret dreams for people. And we're also going to do our outreach workshops, then we're going to do some outreaches with you as well. So we're working on getting those posted. So anyway, go on Charisma. I'm still on Charisma right now, and go on there and make sure and download it and listen to the podcast. And then also on my YouTube channel, we want you to go ahead and like that and subscribe to it. And also make sure that you share all the things. Sign up for the Shout on my website, cindymcgill.org, so you can get the updates, you can get the videos, and you can get the upcoming events. I've got Her Voice conference coming up in Portland. I think it's already closed. There's around 800 people going to that one. And then and I'll be doing ministry. I just saw Stacy Campbell, my friend. We share the birthday. We have the same birthday, and we'll be doing prophetic ministry on Thursday night of the 8th of July, and then I'll be doing meetings on Friday, and then I'm coming back on Saturday, and then the following week I'm doing one of the sessions with Cindy Jacobs at the Debs conference here in Dallas, and it will be in the morning. And it will be one of those times when you can really, I'll be there, I'll be at the book table, I'll be able to answer questions for you or whatever. If you haven't signed up for that, make sure and do it if you're in the Dallas area. Okay? Then the end of month, I'll be in Florida. It's all on my website, all right? So talk to you soon. God bless you. Make sure that remember 184 times immediately is in the Bible, and 100 times it says, know the seasons and the times. Know what we're in right now. Know how to function, and just do it. Just do it. It's not about your comfort, man. It is not about your comfort. All right. I love you guys. Peace out. I'll talk with you next week. See you. Bye.